Welcome in, you guys. We got some amazing One Piece news today to talk about. So it turns out that October 20th this year, we will be getting a brand new anime adaptation for the One Piece fan letter light novels. So in case you guys don't know what this is, back in 2017, Tomohito Osaki actually wrote what it would be like to live in the world of One Piece as an outsider and to witness the Straw Hat crew, whether it be their adventures firsthand or just from hearing their stories in the newspapers, which I think is a really cool idea, right? Whenever people see the Straw Hats, we always get some interesting reactions. It's either, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna destroy our country, holy crap, it's a pirate, or oh my god, he's gonna eat all of our food. So it's nice to see more perspectives on the Straw Hats outside of that. So yes, October 20th, they will be releasing, I believe, 4 have been confirmed so far. We have one for Nami, one for Franky, one for Zoro, and one for Luffy. But keep in mind, in regards to the fan letter light novel, there's actually a sub-story for each and every Straw Hat, minus Jinbei, because he wasn't a part of the crew back then, sadly. So yeah, we will be getting 4 confirmed stories. Potentially, they could go all the way up to 9. We don't really know the details quite yet since this just broke. But yeah, today we're just gonna go through and preview what these should be about. So real quick, but I just want to shout out PewPiece over on Twitter because that's actually where I'm pulling these synopsises from. But yes, as far as the Luffy fan letter goes, it tells a story where amidst the chaos of Marineford, a Marine soldier watches as Luffy risks everything in order to save his brother Ace. Struck by the strength of their bond, the Marine begins to question his own relationship with his brother, who is also fighting on the battlefield. As the battle rages on, he finds himself torn between duty and family. And yeah, like these are the stories we're in store for. I think this sounds phenomenal right off the bat. We don't know if his brother is a pirate or just another Marine. I'm assuming he's a pirate so that it could kind of mirror Ace and Luffy. And yeah, I mean, the Marineford battle, I would love to see a different point of view on it. I doubt we're going to see like any crazy characters or any crazy fights in there, but it's more of an emotional piece here. And it's nice seeing that Luffy not just motivates people in real life, but motivates people in the world of One Piece as well. And hey, I'm curious to see how this turns out because I personally have not read the light novels. So just reading this one alone, I'm like, holy crap. I want to watch this, right? So yeah, I want to see what happens with this guy and his brother. Of course, a lot of the characters we're going to go through here are all brand new and are not canon, by the way. While this is a light novel, it's not written by Oda. And even then, these are like background characters we're talking about. So it's not anything that's going to be super canon or relevant to the story of One Piece to my knowledge. I could be wrong, but yeah, now let's move on to Zoro's fan letter story. And it says, in a lively bar in Dressrosa, a tipsy Zoro finds himself caught up in a heated power scaling debate with a group of Marines. The topic, who's the strongest swordsman in the world? Mihawk, Shanks, Vista, Ryuma, or Zoro himself? Unbeknownst to the Marines, they're debating with none other than the very man at the center of the discussion. As the drinks flow, Zoro keeps his identity hidden, quietly amused by their arguments. So, hey, like I said, I don't know if this is exactly canon, so I kind of wonder what attire Zoro is wearing. Maybe this is mustache Zoro from the beginning of Dressrosa, and that's why they don't recognize him. But either way, they're debating over who's the world's strongest swordsman, which I think is just a lot of fun. I don't know why Vista's in here. Like, I get it, guys. I get it. We don't have a lot of swordsmen. Throw Vista in the ring. But there's no way, right? Maybe I just always underestimated Vista. I saw him clash with Mihawk, and I was like, okay, he's pretty strong, but you know, he was under Whitebeard. He's a 5th Division commander. I was like, I don't know. You know, his swordplay isn't that crazy either, but, you know, like roses and petals came out of it. But I was like, okay, maybe Visa's cooking. I don't know. But yeah, this sounds like a really fun one in my opinion. I would love to see what insights Zoro has in regards to the conversation, because Zoro doesn't know Vista to our knowledge. Like maybe he knows of Vista, but he hasn't met Vista in the story. And same goes for Shanks even. Like he's heard of Shanks, but he hasn't met Shanks or, you know, seen Shanks fight. I mean, hell, we barely seen Shanks fight. So I'm kind of curious to see what Zoro adds to this conversation. But yeah, that is another fun story. Next up, we have the Usopp one. Well, actually, let me not do the Usopp one. Let's go to Nami, since we know that Nami's is going to be adapted. All right, so as far as Nami's go, it says a reclusive young woman from Sabaody Archipelago with an intense admiration for female pirates finds herself deeply infatuated with her idol Nami. Upon hearing the news of the Straw Hat Pirates' return to the archipelago after 2 years, she sets out with the dream of catching a glimpse of the woman who changed her life forever. I love that. So we even have like an image here, and I think she is like the main character of the trailer as well. And she does kind of look like this weird mix of Nami and Nojiko, which I think is very fitting. One thing I'm personally kind of curious about is, what is the tone for all of these fan letters going to be? You know, are they going for a lighthearted fan letter-esque adventure, or will some of these stories take a darker turn? Like, I could totally see Luffy's story, for example, with the Marine on Marineford, being a little bit darker in nature because the guy has to choose between his brother and his job. And then right here, I'm just thinking about Sabaody, and I'm gonna be honest, dude. Sabaody's like a non-stop battleground for pirates. Holy crap, you know, back in the day, we had the Supernova versus Kizaru and the Pacifista, and then, you know, we got the world nobles walking around picking up slaves, and then during this timeline that the girl is going to be Nami in, brother, we got like the fake Straw Hat crew running rampant with like 1,000 wannabe pirates. I don't know, man. I hope this girl stays safe. I feel like they will, given the nature of fan letters in general, but you never know. You never know. All right, so now the last confirmed story we're going to get, we are still going to go through the rest of the Straw Hats, but right here we have Franky's story. And it says that a young girl relocates to Water 7 from a distant island and lands a job managing a quaint bookstore. As she settles into her new life in the bustling water capital, she begins hearing tales of the legendary shipwright Franky from various locals and familiar faces. Through these stories, she starts to understand the impact he's had on the city and its people, all while carving out her own place in the vibrant heart of Water 7. That sounds pretty nice. Huh, they mentioned familiar faces, and I kind of wonder if it's going to be somebody we'll recognize, like Iceberg, maybe Tilestone from Galila. It could even be Franky's family as well. I would love to see who actually tells her these stories, and I wonder how it changes her too, right? Because the other stories, you know, they're kind of one-off, you can kind of see where they're going. But for this one, what is she going to do? Like, maybe name her bookstore after Franky? Maybe she'll quit her bookstore job and become a shipwright? I don't know. So now let's just fire it off willy-nilly. The next one is Sanji's. So at the Baratie restaurant in the East Blue, a young woman finds herself stuck in a dull date with the man boasting about his connection with the restaurant's owner, Zeph. But her attention is elsewhere. She's secretly hoping to catch a glimpse of Vinsmoke Sanji, whom she's admired after seeing him several times before. Upon learning that Sanji has left to chase his dream of finding the All Blue, she now faces the challenge of escaping her boring date and navigating the unique atmosphere of the restaurant without the man she's been infatuated with. One thing that's kind of funny about this and this bad date story is that Sanji actually has a bounty poster that's hung up on the walls of the Baratie. So I wonder if that's what sparks it. Or maybe she sees that poster and she's like, holy hell, I gotta get out of here. Either way, though, I'm excited for this one personally. I love bad date stories, and you just know that Zeph, Patty, and Carne are gonna beat the hell out of her date if he makes the wrong move, right? Remember, when we first got to the Baratie, they're over here beating up customers willy-nilly, so I'm expecting some shenanigans here, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. So the next one, let me see. So that was Sanji, Luffy, Franky, Zoro, Nami. Now let's go to Usopps. And Usopps, man, oh man, I read this before I started the video, and I couldn't believe my eyes. So, it says, during the events of Dressrosa, a mysterious man arrives in Syrup Village, Usopp's hometown, with a particular interest in Kaya. He quickly wins over the villagers with his kindness, and he gives Kaya a medical book, charming her with his easygoing nature. As Kaya begins to laugh and bond with him, questions arise about how this new friendship might affect her relationship with Usopp. Man, hey, fair game, right? Usopp left Kaya behind. You know, it's been quite some time now. I think it's been 2+ years. you know, if she moves on, we can't blame her. But who the hell is this man? Who is the mystery man, right? Since all of these side stories come from the perspective of somebody who's a fan of the Straw Hats, I think this mystery man is no different. I think he simply wants to be like Usopp. So because of that, he's also trying to date Usopp's girl. That is my only cope here. I hope Kaya doesn't fall for it. I doubt she will. There's no way a non-canon story has Kaya falling in love with somebody else. There's no way. I think she's going to smell through the ruse. I think this guy's mask is going to get ripped off. Or he'll just say it himself that he's just a big fan of Usopp and he wanted to follow in his footsteps. And by following in his footsteps, he has to visit Usopp's hometown and charm his girl. But yes, on to the next one though. We have Nico Robin. It says, a young girl is fascinated by archaeology and loves reading books about the subject. When a boy tells her to stop reading and focus on combat training, she refuses, preferring her studies. Then, she hears that the Revolutionary Army is bringing Nico Robin to her hometown, making her both excited and anxious. She discovers that Robin's visit relates to her homeland in the North Blue, where the world government destroyed her culture and language. The girl wants to preserve her native tongue through archaeology. Will Nico Robin help her, or will she have to give up her dreams for combat training? That's so funny. You gotta choose. Do you want to read this book or pick up this knife? I don't know why she just doesn't do both. I mean, combat training, yeah, it's intensive, but surely there's some downtime to read a book too. But all in all, I think it's pretty cool that we'll see Robin here. I kind of wonder how they know the Revolutionary Army is bringing Robin over. Like, did that information get leaked? Is there like a tour schedule? Like, how do they know that? Either way, though, the question they ask at the end, you know, will Robin help her, or will she have to give up her dreams? Like, let's be real. We know that Robin is 1000% going to help her, and this is going to be a feel-good story. Hopefully, Robin also tells her to pick up the knife, though. I mean, hey, like, you know, combat training is kind of important, too. But that's just me. So, now we have Chopper's side story, and it says, a Marine commander becomes oddly fixated on Tony Chopper, viewing him as nothing more than the pet of the Straw Hat Pirates. He constantly orders his subordinates to either capture him or eliminate Chopper, dismissing him as a mere animal. As his obsession intensifies, an unexpected connection with Boa Hancock begins to unfold, adding a surprising twist to his relentless pursuit. Oh! Because Boa is obsessed with Luffy. I was about to say, like, wait, how does Boa fit into this? Okay, so this guy is so obsessed with Chopper that he becomes like a Boa Hancock type character and meets Boa Hancock? Huh? But he's also a Marine, so I'm assuming Boa beat him badly and now they're just chatting or something. That's funny. I mean, it's interesting, right? Also, I kind of do wonder when this takes place. Is this before or after Boa Hancock loses her Shishibukai status? Then again, it's 2017. So yeah, Boa Hancock is still a Shishibukai by that point in time. So maybe this takes place during Marineford or before Marineford, before the battle starts, because Boa did show up a little bit early. This could even happen on Amazon Lily, maybe just on the seas. Either way, I don't think he's going to be fighting her or vice versa, like I mentioned a minute ago, simply because they should still be on the same side. Hopefully. So now, we have Brook's side story. It says, a young girl is a huge fan of the Soul King, Brook, and dreams of attending his concert in the archipelago during the 2-year time skip. Unfortunately, she is stuck in the hospital due to an illness. She asks her brother to go in her place, giving him her ticket and asking him to share the experience with her later. However, her brother secretly records Brook's performance using a voice recorder in a sneaky way. Does this have anything to do with pirate activities? ? How will the girl feel when she learns about her brother's actions and hears Brook's singing? I'm gonna be honest, man. If I had a sibling that did that for me, I'd be hugging the hell out of him, dude. They recorded it? My God, you know? Like, voice recordings is kind of crazy. I don't know what pirate activities have to do with this in any such way, maybe the kid bought the voice recorder from pirates, but that's just my personal theory here. But yeah, I wonder what the takeaway is going to be here. Maybe, you know, Brook, when he does his concerts, people in the crowd get really riled up. You know, he kind of like touches their souls in a way. So maybe it's not going to be the same experience through a voice recorder. Like forget about the sneaky activities, but maybe it's not going to have the same effect. But yeah, again, that's just another one of my theories. But hey, that is all we got for the fan letter synopsises. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know which one was your favorite. You know, personally, I'm kind of curious to see what Zoro has to say about Vista and the rest of the boys. So I am looking forward to Zoro's. I'm also looking forward to Sanji's, Usopps as well. Because I gotta know, man, Kaya, please stay loyal. Outside of that, though, I do think Luffy's side story will be a lot of fun, too. I am kind of curious about the brother dynamic. It reminds me of, I'm trying to think about the movie now. I might butcher this. I think it's American Sniper, where you got, like, two people fighting on opposite sides of a war. So I am kind of curious to see what choice that guy makes. And it's a very relevant choice as well. Because, you know, here on Egghead Island, well, you know, in the past at Egghead Island, it's crazy to say that now, but Kizaru had to go through the same decision, right? Do I help my friends and my family, or do I stay loyal to the Marines? So I think it's a very enticing story. I think a lot of these sound pretty solid, and I'm excited, man. They got Megumi Ishitani actually directing these episodes, so you know it's going to be solid 10 out of 10 bangers in terms of animation. But again, that is all for today, guys. I just wanted to go over these and talk a little bit about them. Let me know what you thought about them down below. If you had to rank them, who's your favorite and who's your least favorite? I would love to hear any and all of those thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Signing out.